And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. And hello to everyone. You're seeing myself and Mr. Chris Edwards, my partner in crime on Thursdays, lately
Good
on
morning.
Wednesdays too. And he'll be with me tomorrow, Friday. So 3 days a week, sometimes you get Chris in here. And but there's a lot going on. Today, we may have to talk about Cracker Barrel. And then we may also talk about the meaning to the Cracker Barrels. Anyway, there's a whole craziness going with Cracker Barrel, and also the slave museum. I mean, the slaves. They were really beneficial to our society, but we don't really talk about them because,
Jesus,
the slaves. It was to their benefit that they came to America and worked the fields and made America what it is today. It was their benefit. So we'll talk about that also today. And so what is the day? Today is our TrendWatch Thursday. It's what we do on Thursday. This is the day that we set aside to talk politics and everything that's going on in the world that's in the headlines. So here we are. Chris, anything going on in your world, sir?
Usual stuff, just regular. Just regular.
I am
work and life.
The weather is so good.
Yo, it is so cool. It's like a mid-fall dates this morning. I actually had to put on my running tights this morning because it was a little cool.
It was
a little misty too up here.
Yeah, I had to close the windows last night. It was nice and chilly. I said, this is how I like it. This is the perfect. One of my colleagues from the Manhattan Chamber, he's the news anchor for CBS Meteorology on the CBS News. And I sent him a text saying this morning, this is my favorite. This is weather at its perfection.
So here's the thing. I mean, we're feeling this cooler weather now. All the meteorologists are predicting that winter's coming really early this year. Really? So this might be just like a sign. Yeah. Everyone's saying that winter's going to hit really hard this year.
It feels like it. I remember this feeling in 2018. I mean, 17 going 2017. Yes, going into 18. Right. So it was 2017. It felt like this because I looked at the weather map for the next 10 days. It's going to be in the 70s and the very low 80s in New York City.
And this is very unusual weather for the Northeast for late August. Normally, this is like what we call scorcher heat type of season. Like August is always like that hot season.
Yeah, but it is going away. I am so happy. It can go bye as fast as it can.
No, no, not yet. I need to get a few more pool days in.
I know you like the pool. You like the pool.
Well, I like it now that I got one.
You have. Now you have a pool that you can work from and do interviews from and have conversations by the pool. You're living your best life, sir.
I'm trying.
You are living your best life at the pool. Oh my gosh. You are too funny, buddy. You're too funny. So anyway, what else is happening before we dive in? Let's say good morning to some folks, right? Let's say good morning to some folks. They're in the building. You want to start it off? Sir?
Okay, of course. Here we go. Hannah, good morning. She says, good morning, Ron and Chris and Touch Base family. She's our Gold Star winner, as always. And then we have in silver, Jazzy. And she says, good morning, beautiful people. And of course, our very own Gwendolyn Houston Jack. She is rounding out third with the bronze. She says, good morning.
Nice.
Who else do we have in the room? So we have Debbie Quinn's in the room. She says, good morning, all. And then
Debbie's in the building. Whoa, look at Debbie. Debbie is in the building. Oh, she's, Debbie's always working so hard that she doesn't have time. Usually out with us.
And Jazzy is also in the building. Good morning, Jazzy. She says, child, listen. Okay, so I guess we're going to be hearing from Jazzy today. Also, we've got Janet in the room. She says, good morning, dynamic duo, Ron and Chris. Good morning, Janet. Who else do we have? Come on. This is for you, Ron. This is Bryson. Take your sip.
Here we go. That's right. I get the sip for Bryson. My hibiscus. I love my hibiscus. Here we go. What's up, Ron? What's up, Chris. What's up, Touch Base Daily family? What's up, RLP fam? Happy Family Feud Thursday.
Okay.
Oh, really? Family Feud. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Get the
And
note.
then let's see. Yes. Jazzy says, "Don't make me sad, Chris. I can't stand the cold." Well, listen, spring has run its course. Summer, it seems to be running its course, and it seems like it wants to depart and leave us a little bit early. So, the fall weather, and for all those fall lovers like myself, we welcome it. We welcome it. But we might have what they call that Indian summer in September, where it just gets really hot for a couple of days. Yeah. Well, not every year. I remember when I was in college, I remember just, those 5 years, every year we get that Indian summer. And like in September, you just be like, oh my God, it feels like the middle of July, middle of August.
It's hot. I used to go hiking in that weather. I was like, oh no, it's too hot to go hiking. It's too hot to go hiking. I used to hike every weekend, especially starting in September is hiking season starts. And I was like, oh man, it's too hot. But I do remember one August being in Montreal, and we came out that morning to snow flurries. And I was like, yes, in August. I was like, what is going on? It was my first time in Montreal. And I was
I know Canada's a little different, but in August?
It was August. It was the only time I've ever experienced it, but I walked in. I just walked out, and we walked out of the hotel, and it was snow flurries. And I was like, wow. In August. It was like near Labor Day weekend. Not the middle of August. It was near Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
It was south.
All right. Well, Omar's in the room. He says, good morning.
Wait a minute. Omar, 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, Omar's been here.
He's on a streak. Hold on. Here's Gwendolyn. What the hell, Ron? We got to work on your TV tunes. Your wife is calling you out.
The work wife don't know what she's talking about.
Omar says it's still hot in Texas.
Oh, please. It's always hot in Texas. Huh?
And what? Chris R says we're in the hundreds next couple of days. Chris R, where are you located?
She's on the West Coast.
Oh, wow. I'm glad we didn't have any hundreds here. I think we came close a couple times in July, but we didn't have any hundreds this year.
Which is odd because you know what? Maybe not. Maybe because Delaware is kind of like has a little bit of a water around it.
But we've gotten hundreds in the past couple of years. We see it, but not this year.
Chris says she's in Northern Cali. She's a Cali girl.
I see it right there.
Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so.
Don't let Gwendolyn get on you for that one too now.
Gwendolyn, come on in here. I just want to start some mess. Come on, girl.
All right. So that's everybody in the room right now.
We get everybody.
Hold on. What's she saying? Here she go.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Slow down the songs like boots on the ground. Wait. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Messed up. I can't get it. What happened? It's not doing it. Okay, there we go.
Your fan.
There we go. With the wrong direction. Where those fans at? Where those fans at?
Where them fans at? See, no proper English is needed for the song.
Where those fans at? I was so glad when Jennifer Hudson gave these out. I was like, oh, I got a fan finally to do this. Is going with me to Africa. I'm taking this with me.
Okay. We have our Drag Race fans here when we went to see Drag Race.
Really? You had the Drag Race? You got the drag fans?
Yeah, we went to see RuPaul live a couple years ago, and they had one of the things they had a concession was a fan. So I think Ronald had bought one, so he has one of the big ones.
Oh, they become bigger than that?
Yeah, than that, I think, yeah. Not that much bigger. We have a bigger one in there. And then he had also bought one to take to the event. So we had fans. Yeah.
Really? I did not know they were bigger. I mean, that's huge right there.
I don't even know where it's at. I'll get him to give it to me next time. I'll bring it out here next week. Or actually, I'll just bring it out tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll be able to do our.
Tomorrow.
We can't play the song. Actually, play the song because then we get the waiver. Then I have to cut it out at the end of the next day or the end of the night. But I see some people over on Instagram. Nick is in the building. My buddy Nick from the Container Store is in the building. What's up, Nick? He says, "No, Ron, no singing."
Oh, you're getting called out.
Yes, I do sing lots of solos.
This is not karaoke Thursday.
No
it's
karaoke
TrendWatch Thursday.
Okay. So
yeah.
So there's a lot going on in the world. So let me just get the cue in. But also, what else is happening? First of all, what are you drinking? I have my hibiscus tea going on here. Hibiscus with nice cinnamon, which is really good for you. Cinnamon is very good for you. I also learned from my dentist when I had my dental work last week. She said that when you have lots of cinnamon, it's good for your gums because it kills bacteria. I was like, really?
Interesting. Well, then don't do the cinnamon challenge. Just put it in your tea. That was a couple years ago. People losing they.
Oh, you remember that the cinnamon challenge? Now that was
we were watching that on YouTube the other night, and we're just like, why did people like that? Was stupid. Like people taking teaspoons or tablespoons of cinnamon, you're going to choke.
There's no way you can digest cinnamon alone. There's no way.
Oh.
There's no way.
Now it's great in pancakes.
Ooh, I put it in pancakes all the time. I mix mine with cinnamon and nutmeg.
Oh, I don't do the nutmeg, but the nutmeg that actually sounds like a good flavor to it.
Nutmeg, because I like my French toast.
Okay, see, I put cinnamon and a little bit of vanilla in there. That's a great flavor for pancakes and waffles. Belgian waffles at that.
I love it. I love it. Well, I don't know if this is old news or new news, but we'll start off here.
Thanks, Lisa.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that I got lined up for us. So there's a whole lot. But this one, where is it? It's this was hold on a second. This is from The View. So I know it's old. It's not because The View is not, they haven't started The View yet.
No, they normally take they normally take like 3 to 4 weeks off in August and then come back in September because they're one of the talk shows that goes all year long.
Ooh.
Most talk shows they have a season where they do the 9 months, whatever, like a regular TV season, but The View goes basically for 11 months, for almost like 11 and a half.
And I want to just make sure that we put up Omar's comment. He says, "Sing, Ron, get your show on."
Omar might be biased and doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know any better. And G says, hold on a second. G says, not just waffles, but Belgian waffles. Oh, I love Belgian waffles. Oh, yes. I love waffles. Breakfast is my favorite meal. I can eat breakfast all day long.
Yeah. And as a late night snack.
Yeah. When I used to go on the road, like on road trips, always breakfast. I don't care what time it was breakfast on the road. Breakfast. Breakfast is my thing. So anyway, I sent invitations out to Gwendolyn and Elise if they're available. They may come
on board. We had a great time yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, yes, it was a really cool conversation. Some good stuff.
I was a little hyped yesterday. I used some saucy words yesterday.
Yes, you got saucy yesterday.
I will try and refrain from the sauciness today.
Oh yes.
If Gwendolyn comes on, she can take over.
You were quite in your element yesterday.
I was yesterday.
I said the soapbox was high, and you were shouting from the top of the shop.
Listen,
Omar says, "Gwen, leave Ron B. Us old people need to stick together." Wait, who you calling old?
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Who you calling old? Anyway, so let's go to the first video. Hold on a second. Here we Here we go. Let's get to that nice screen. Here we go. Here we go. So this one right here is from The View, but it was quite fascinating. It's kind of like apropos for today and what's going on in DC. And let's go.
An elegant way to reduce prosperity this fast. Let's talk about Apple. The notion was we were going to bring back all those great jobs. The average Apple assembly person in China makes $500 a month. The average Apple employee focusing on more high value things like design, store management makes $200,000 a year here. We want to wear Nikes. We don't want to make them. We have outsourced low wage jobs overseas such that we can create more profits, more investments, and create higher wage jobs. If these tariffs hold, your iPhone's going to go from $1,000 to $2,300. To make an iPhone in the US, it would cost $3,500. As a result, the threats of these tariffs take Apple stock down the value of Walmart in 3 days. If these tariffs hold, 80% of toys under the Christmas tree are from China. So 90% of US households are budget constrained. So we're talking about half the number of toys. We're talking about a destruction in shareholder value such that your parents can't retire as quickly. And we're talking about the entire world rerouting their supply chain around brand America, which quite frankly right now is toxic uncertainty. So they can bypass a series of unpredictable, epileptic, sclerotic decisions where we finally need to acknowledge we have someone at the wheel of the global economy that is blackout drunk right now.
Yeah.
So I bring this up is because one is that's where we are, and the tariffs are now beginning to kick in. They've already kicked in a lot of ways, but they're starting to kick in. And Gwendolyn and I were talking about this week, and not only the tariffs, but also the protests against the tariffs and the people that are upset about the tariffs, and also all the craziness going on here in America. And our border states have been crying out. If you see, there's also I'll find it, a clip from ABC. I do believe it was ABC News on Sunday, or it may have been Saturday. And they were talking about all of these border states that border Canada, and all the diners and all the restaurants and all of the duty-free shops and all those places along the borders are totally quiet. No customers. That they didn't realize that 90% of their customer base came from Canada. And Canadians said, we're not going to America.
Well, here's another thing. Talking about Canadians, I was watching something on YouTube, I think yesterday or the day before. They were talking about how Florida has shot themselves in the foot. Most of the income that comes in the off season come from Canadian snowbirds, and a lot of them at the beginning of this year either did not come down, or what they've been doing is they cancel reservations, and people that own homes are selling their homes, and they're not making any. Canada's not making. I mean, Florida's not making any money. So here's the thing: you want to do all these, get rid of all these DEI things, and starting to do all the craziness that Florida's doing all the craziness that the menace in the White House is doing. We are in an economic crisis right now, and people just don't even realize it yet. We're travel dollars. We haven't had. This was probably the worst travel summer ever in the U.S.
$12 billion, I do believe the number is. America has lost $12 billion in tourism, travel income. Let that sink in. That's a big number, y'all. 12 billion, and that was the number in June. I'm sure by the end of the year it will double. No one
wants to come here. One, the restrictions with the new visa requirements to come to the country, the fact that people can't come here and feel safe, that they're not going to be wrestled to the ground and detained for whatever reason. These people are here on vacation. Someone's at the door.
There's somebody at the door. Somebody's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. It is our wonderful Gwendolyn.
So Somebody is knocking at the door.
Somebody's ringing
she's giving us. Hold on, she's giving us that blue light special. Kmart's blue light special.
Blue light
The blue light special. What's going on? This is 2 days in her blue light.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's right above my head.
Oh,
yeah.
You're not in your office, are you?
I am in my office.
Yeah, she's in her office.
It looks like a different view.
She's from a different angle.
I got angles.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I know you're reversed. I gotcha.
I'm reversed. Like the lights behind me.
I see your key light right there. Yeah.
She got the key light in the background, and she's got, that's what happens when we got photographers on a podcast.
Right.
Yes. You have to have angles.
We got angles. Look, I make sure you see the angles right here. You see I'm right in the middle, and then the angles coming out. It's all about the angles, y'all. It's all about the angles.
It is.
And Omar
said, you have great photography.
But Omar says, before we go with Gwendolyn, I know Gwendolyn has a lot to say because we talk about this a lot. Omar says, we are heading for desolation of small businesses across America. And the numbers just came out. There was a FAFO today regarding Nevada. Las Vegas is also feeling it. I've been saying this for months. And I witnessed it myself when we went to Vegas back in the beginning of the first weekend in February. We went for our anniversary. Vegas, and I mean all the YouTube videos that are out there right now about Vegas, like Vegas is a ghost town. And this is peak travel season for them this summer. And you can just walk around and not bump into anybody. It's ridiculous. It's a ghost town. Las Vegas.
It is. But and that is the canary in the coal mine. Look at Vegas as the canary in the coal mine. When Vegas doesn't have people there, it's a clear indication of what's going on in the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gwendolyn, throw in your 50 cents because you don't have just 2 cents.
I got at least $2.
Yeah. She got dollars. She got dollars.
Okay, dollars.
Okay, so you and I had this chat, Ron, and so did myself and my husband. But we talked about how, people want to live in this imaginary world, this bubble, that they don't need to have other people that don't look like them to support their business. That's insane. The reason why your business, Florida, and a lot of other travel places do what they do is because you have outside forces coming in to spend their money. But the U.S. is on a human watch list.
Mm-hmm.
We're on a human watch list. Who's coming over here when other countries are saying you may want to slow down on traveling to the U.S. because of this, and this? Look what you have on TV every day, how you're hemming up people. People come here to do one thing and then get snatched up at the border or at the airport for 2 and 3 weeks before they can go back home. We're talking Canada, which is very obvious. Now, they said we ain't coming back to the U.S. We're not buying your liquor. We're not spending our money there. And they are standing 10 toes down.
Elbows up, y'all. Elbows up for Canada.
Right? They are doing that. So I saw a news clip out of Tampa. It was Tampa, where they were asking those residents how they were doing it. Like, well, I don't know. It could be the hurricane. It could be the economy. But it's just so slow. You're in Florida. Florida has an awful reputation right now.
Yes.
And I don't know why you don't understand why people are not coming to your state. Now, Las Vegas is, I think, a culmination. Yes, the nickel and diming is way out of whack.
Yes.
But it's also a place where you have international travelers and they're not traveling here.
Yeah.
They're not coming here.
Look, why would you come
They're not going to Vegas. They're not coming to New York. They're not going to Florida. Why would you? When there's a fear of if you show up on foreign ground here, that you're going to be snatched up and abducted by quote unquote police or ICE. Like you're here on vacation and people are being snatched off. Listen, this happened in New York. There was a Hispanic woman who was with her young daughter.
Yes.
ICE snatched her up. Left her daughter on the side of the road.
Yes, with no.
This was all videotaped, and she was here on vacation with her daughter. What the hell? I'm gonna keep it clean to Ron. What the hell?
But again, remember the German and the French guy, the German guy, the French guy that got swept up at the airport because they had anti-Trump stuff on their computer. And
that's the thing that's getting me. Like, why are people searching people's personal devices to see what social media posts that you're posting? I can see if like you've done a public threat to someone where's common knowledge and they flag you for that. But just regular people, let me see your laptop, open up your phone, let me see your social media posts. Like, where are we living? Where are we in Russia right now?
Yes, we are.
We're a couple of steps.
Obviously, because when you're rolling out the red carpet for someone in Russia, and then you're chastising someone in the president of Ukraine, there's something wrong with us.
Oh yeah,
America's crazy. We the crazy uncle now.
We've got more than crazy, but again, we are on international watch list, meaning don't go to America. But America is going to feel that $12 billion. It's going to trickle down. Because think about all those people. And as the stupid orange man said, business is booming in DC now that we got the troops on the streets.
No, it's not.
The business owners are saying their business is down 30% since the military has come out. Yeah, in just 2 weeks. This is their biggest week for correction because most people are away on vacation. All the politicians are away because they're on break. And what usually happens is they do what we do in New York, Restaurant Week. Yeah. So Restaurant Week is when you give people incentives to come out to your restaurant. There's all nice deals and specials. So that way you can come out in the slowest part of the business season. And it is not happening. These last 2 weeks, they said business has been down 30% in DC.
People don't feel safe. Like why would you want to go to somewhere where there's a fear that just by you walking around? I mean, like literally, you go to Union Station now, there are armed guards standing at Union Station. Like for what?
And it's an army. It's not just army. I mean, it's literally many branches of uniformed people out there. So I'll take you to this next video. This leads me in. Gwendolyn, you want to say something?
Well, I'm looking at Lisa's comment when she was like, "There's nothing wrong with DC."
Nothing.
He made the whole thing up. It's the test case.
Everything is made up. California was made up.
Ron and I had this chat when I was in Atlanta, and it talked about I was telling him as kids we are taught about the people that we should respect and trust who are in authority figures, right? Or should say places like your doctor and the fireman and the policeman. And we should, see them and see help. And it's not until you get to a certain age as a Black child that you realize they're not really there to help you. No. And I hate to say it because I have loved ones who are retired police officers and sheriffs and the whole 9 yards. Trust, I get it. But we go from, they should be helping us to, wait a minute, how am I now the person that you're afraid of? When did that happen? When did it happen? So when you have all these people on the grounds with guns and whatnot, or just the sheer physical presence, that does not bode. It doesn't tell me I feel safe. I am now kind of on edge. What the hell's about to go down? Oh, yeah. What's that about? Because all this crime, man, DC is not where it's happening. Y'all know good and damn well it's not happening in DC.
And some commentators have said, they got all these people downtown, they're by the monuments, there's no crime there. And they said, if you really wanted to help people for crime, they said there's a lot of sections in DC that do have crime. And but the troops, those people are not there to help them. They're in the white sections. They're in the upper class sections. They're in Georgetown. They're in all the nice places of DC. And they're just walking and strolling. And half the people are not doing anything.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
before you move
ridiculous.
on, before we move on to the next story, I don't know if you had this on your radar, but I wanted to talk about this at some point before we get off today. The Jillian Michaels meltdown on CNN with Abby Phillips.
Oh,
And I love
fabulous.
and I love the fact that Abby Phillips is stepping up and talking about it. You would think that because she was on CNN, she would be a little bit more reserved, but even her and CNN are responding to it and putting out videos about this because it needed to be addressed. But anyway, we can talk about it later if you don't have it.
No,
Now,
you know what?
Oh, you want to go?
Since you bring it up, here we go. Hold on a second. Here we go. Let's go there. I have that cued in already for you, buddy. Gwendolyn, you're proud of me today. I know you are. I know you are.
Yes, you have
I know you
production is productioning today.
I got my sleep last night.
Right.
I stayed at a Hilton. No.
At a Hilton.
Here we go. Here we go. Listen to this. This is Abby. I said, Abby's talking? What? Abby?
Of The Biggest Loser, and now a MAGA influencer, was on Newsnight last week, and we were having a discussion on the show about Trump's attempts to influence parts of American culture, like the Smithsonian, like the Kennedy Center, and the arts, when suddenly the conversation turned to slavery and race. And Jillian argued that everything in the culture has become now about race.
He's not whitewashing slavery. So
he's not?
He's not. No,
okay.
He's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does.
Then what really shocked all of us at the table was that she seemed to try to be minimizing the impact of racism and slavery on American history.
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans own slaves?
But it was a system of white supremacy.
You realize that slavery is thousands of years old?
White people were.
Do you know who was
American
the first race to try to end slavery?
That's an incredibly misleading statistic, because even the Americans who did not own slaves also participated in slavery by benefiting from the economic system of slavery, the political system of slavery, and culturally treating Black people as if they were not human. But Jillian didn't acknowledge any of those things, and that, I think, is really what shocked so many of us at the table. Since then, she's doubled down, and she's even said that she had reached out to the White House before coming on the show to ask them about which Smithsonian exhibits they wanted to dispute. She acknowledged that none of the talking points provided by the White House, according to her, had to do with slavery, and yet she still decided to downplay it at the Newsnight table. Fast forward a couple of days later, and now President Trump is actually also downplaying slavery, suggesting that the Smithsonian talks about it too much and overemphasizes the negative of slavery in the context of American history. Here's the truth. Slavery in the United States was about race. It was about white supremacy, and it was really, really bad. Now, Jillian, like many other voters, is entitled to her opinion. She's just not entitled to her own facts.
Now, I was
impressed. Well, here's the thing. I think Abby Phillips tends to be very reserved when it comes to her show. Like, she just wants to play the moderator. And that's part of the reason why, well, I don't watch CNN period anymore, but that's part of the reason why I stopped watching her particular
Until they get rid
show.
Of Scott, I'm not watching CNN. Until they get rid of
that
Scott.
too, like, anyway, we're not talking about him.
Yes.
But getting back to Jillian, like, the fact that she did what she did, I love now that Abby has come out and CNN has backed her, because if you know that post that you just played, CNN is a collaborator on that post. Now, typically you wouldn't necessarily see that, but I'm glad that they actually stepped up to do that, because we have to say, all right, enough is enough. Stop the bullshit. That is all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, none of that is true. Let's stop putting this fake stuff out there and calling it for what it is. People, it's time for us. If you've never stood up for anything, we have to stand up now, because this is it's been way out of hand, but it's completely out of control. I've seen videos of people just interviewing people outside of the Smithsonian, different museums, and showing what Trump just said in regards to, slavery wasn't that bad. And this, I'm like, tells you who he is. I mean, the man has been sued for racism in the city of New York. This is who he is. This is who he has always been. And for all of those black Uncle Toms that have sat there and voted for this man and uplift this man, I hope you are the first benefactor of what he's got going on.
Gwendolyn?
Well, now that Chris has taken off his vulgarity.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right.
But this is a subject that is a heated subject, and I mean, there's so many there's so many stupid people out in the world that don't know history, and they don't know the history of slavery.
But this is stupid.
You know, and for them to say, this is stupid. I mean, there's probably more of a harsh word to call these folks. They're racist, they're bigots, they're the sludge at the bottom of the barrel, but they
You're insulting the barrel.
The history of slavery, that they don't realize that American slavery, they like to tout, oh, slavery was around for thousands of years. No, stupid person. American slavery is different from the rest of world history slavery. American slavery was based on race, the color of your skin. Slavery for thousands of years was around, but it wasn't based on the color of a person's skin. And it didn't make them a commodity.
Yeah.
Other slavery, when countries overtook another country, they took in the slaves. Then they took in their slaves. The slaves would work and become part. But eventually, those slaves became acclimated in and brought into that society and became regular people in most civilizations over those thousands of years. Anyway, Gwendolyn, I had to have that out there.
So, I mean, I don't understand why she's even speaking about politics. I mean, I don't know who made that decision. I was like, why is she even there? But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. Here's my thought though. When you mention that people are stupid, I don't even know. I just don't believe that that's the right word. Some of it is a willful ignorance because you know what it is. And you know how you feel about it, but you're trying so hard to not recognize that part of your humanity that you play dumb. That you decide to say, no, I'm going to believe this right here. So like when people say, oh, it wasn't that bad, it's like, are you serious? These are the same folks who know, as you and I talked about, Ron, you know that you don't want to be a black person. So why is that? Why do you not? Because you go for the lips. You want the T, you want the A, you want that dark skin. So you go to the tan salon every other week to make sure you're not white. So you know what you're looking at.
You want that melanin.
You know what you desire, but you also know that you don't want to be in that body. Why is that? You know exactly why it is. So I don't think it's stupidity. It is a willful ignorance. Like you are willing to say, you know what? I know it's really bad over there, and I'm just going to, I don't want to really talk about those feelings because then I start feeling some kind of way, and then I have to recognize that my people, my grandpappy and whatnot, they were some bitch ass people. I have to recognize that. I don't want to do that today. I don't want to.
So here's something. I think this has a lot to do with it. You know, they say that all PR is good PR or whatever.
No.
You know that there's a Netflix documentary that's coming out about her and the other coaches that were on The Biggest Loser, and I think this is a deflection to try to steer away from that.
Is there a second one? Because I've watched the first one.
Well, I know that it's. Well, hold on, I'm about to look it up now because I know that it's been in the news. It's been in social media over the last 2 weeks about how the judges were really harsh, and then how they talked down and demeaned the contestants that were on the show, and she was named as one of the coaches that was doing some of that stuff. So my thing is like, because when you think of her, you don't think of politics. Like, why was she on the show to begin with? So like, is it something to like get her face out there to become more relevant, to kind of steer away from the negativity of what was going on Netflix? and then like just open your mouth and just sound like a complete asshole in front of the country. Like, I don't know.
But, you know, like people. I thought about this morning as I was writing some stuff, and I thought to myself, you know, I keep going back to there are people who, if you buy into the idea that white is right, then you have this idea that I don't have to do anything. Like I was told I don't have to do anything. And so when things don't work out for me and someone else is succeeding, I feel some kind of way because I'm just like mediocre. But that's your choice. You chose. Even, take it back, even when you choose to show up and you still don't measure up, as we have seen with the ASVAB, where white young men cannot pass the test to get into the military. They cannot pass the test. You're like, well, what's wrong with me? Yeah, nothing's wrong with you.
You don't measure up.
You don't measure up. These are facts. These are just what it is. This is just what it is. And there are some people who just don't want to acknowledge that maybe you're really not as special as the world has been telling you. Okay, so you're not as special. It's gonna be okay because we out here doing things. Women are out here doing things. Black women are out here doing things. And so in regards to Jillian, yes, she's an awful woman. I don't know how anyone ever picked her as a fitness person. That whole drill sergeant screaming in my face BS. That is not the way to motivate.
So here it is. It is a new series on Netflix. It came out this year. It's called Fit for TV, The Reality of the Biggest Loser. It just got recently released. It's 3 episodes and they're all on there now. But this is what people have been talking about. And like I said, I think that, you know, she probably decided she was going to come on CNN to kind of, you know, give a different face to herself because this is out there.
It's still a bad face. And she's suing Netflix, by the way. Despite the fact that it was proven that she was giving her team caffeine pills, which was against the rules of this game. I never watched The Biggest Loser.
No. Like I said, watched it once and it was turned off.
Giving them caffeine pills, and other people said that she gave them other kinds of drugs to help them lose the weight, which is not healthy.
No,
right?
And she should know better.
Like I said, I didn't watch the show, but just watching that documentary, I was like, people actually watch this for like, what, 15 or so seasons?
It was on for a while.
I am shocked.
It was on for a while.
I'm shocked.
And it's so interesting that you and I were talking about this yesterday of how so many people were on these shows. And then what happens as soon as they leave these shows, they end up saying, oh my gosh, I can't keep this weight off. They lose 20 pounds, 25 pounds, 30 pounds, 100 pounds. But when you're out of that drill sergeant environment or you're off the television, it's hard to maintain. It's hard to maintain weight loss.
It wasn't just off television. They were working out 6 to 8 hours a day. And then
which is crazy.
They had them on 800 calories a day. Now, the doctor told them, you can't do that. It's not good for the body. You need at least 2,000 or so calories. These folks were doing 800 calories a day, working out 6, 8 hours a day. You know, that will jack you up. That's just not good. It's not good.
You're shocking your system.
This is not good. This is not good. And I think we might have a guest here that this is something I don't usually do, but this is a fellow photographer that came from that is a part of our community. And this is maybe his first time on the show. Hello, if someone, what's going on? Production, Privacy J production. What's going on? Are you going to contribute to this conversation? How are you going to contribute?
Well,
you're muted.
I'm glad. I guess I'm here I just want to let you know. Thank you for coming for the photography event for my mother and all of the photography communities. So it's been a pleasure for seeing all the photography communities. I saw it on the Instagram and all that stuff. So yeah, and with my mother too.
Oh, okay. Well, it was good to meet you guys this weekend on Saturday, and thank you for popping in.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem, indeed.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right.
I like it. See how easy that was? Look, if you guys want to pop in and contribute or just say something positive, you're more than welcome to.
Say something positive. Isn't that subjective?
Yeah.
I'm asking you a legit question.
It's true. It is. It can be, but positive. I think all of us have a good idea what something positive is.
Not
like
necessarily.
A good morning. A hello. How are you doing today?
Because sometimes when you call out things what they are, people are like, oh my God, you're so negative. It's like, no, I'm just saying the truth. And I'm saying it graciously. You may not want to hit that bitch today, but that's the reality.
No lies told.
Omar said,
I'm just saying,
Lisa said, I was scared for a minute. Glad that turned out well. Yes, I met him on Saturday at the photographers World Photographers Day, and he was in my Instagram, and it seems like a really nice guy. So I was like, okay, this is safe. He's safe. But if you're a total stranger, you ain't gonna come on here until you come.
For those fires, you're not ready for those fires.
No, we ain't going there. Not today. No, but he was safe. I knew he was safe. But it was good that he scanned the QR code and he came on.
It works.
Yes, he scanned the QR code and came on. So that was really good. Charlene's in the building. She says, "Me too, Lisa." Lisa. Me too, Lisa. What did Lisa say? What is Lisa saying out there? She said she was scared for a moment. That's right. Okay,
sorry. We're both working it.
We're both doing. I was like, what's going on? What's going on?
You should let Chris work it, Ron. Let Chris work it, and then that way
Chris, you do your thing.
Focus on your hosting thing.
Here's another video that I think you may like. And then, so, I mean, that was a good conversation. But I'm so proud of Abby that she is stepping up. But maybe they seen and gave her permission. Maybe they felt
that's her second video she put out.
We have to address this. We have to nip this in the bud, because that was some crazy crap that woman put out into the world. So I'm glad Abby stepped up to the plate. So I'm happy about that. Another conversation, and this is something to really think about, because, well, you judge, you see.
The Epstein extravaganza unfold, there's actually some other things going on in the world that you might want to pay attention to. Some of the biggest policy shifts we've seen in decades. Let's break it down, shall we? While you're watching that, there's a whole purge of federal agencies taking place right now. Trump just got the green light from the Supreme Court to start firing career civil servants. We're talking about gutting the EPA, DOJ, HHS, and more, replacing experts with political loyalists. That's not governance, that's consolidation. What's happening with SNAP and Medicaid cuts? People on food assistance now have to report job hours every month in several states. If you miss a form, you lose your benefits. Same for Medicaid. Millions could be dropped for paperwork errors. It's a lot of paperwork, I know. You know what's happening with voter suppression? Red states are quietly pushing bills to limit mail-in voting, cut early voting, and tighten voter ID laws. Meanwhile, 20+ blue states are suing for frozen education funding. The fight for your vote is happening now, not in 2026. Let's not forget, birthright citizenship still on the chopping block. One judge temporarily blocked Trump's order to revoke birthright citizenship, but the case is still moving through the courts. If it stands, the 14th Amendment gets rewritten without Congress. Let that sink in. Let's not forget, there's global events taking place that will impact us right here in the United States eventually, if not immediately. China's hitting us with new tariffs, especially targeting farmers. The UN just condemned our detention centers for human rights violations. You know, alligator Alcatraz and whatnot. Yeah, that's a violation of human rights. Several EU nations are pausing military cooperations with us. This isn't just a domestic issue. Our global reputation is crumbling. In case you forgot, there's still things happening locally. ICE raids continue to ramp up in Los Angeles, Boston, and Atlanta. A man in Camarillo, California, died after falling 30 feet during a raid. Public lands, including areas near water and indigenous lands, are being auctioned off. States like Texas and Florida are approving military-grade weapons for police. If you're wondering, all this attention on the Epstein files, what's actually going on behind the scenes? You're you're not paranoid. You're paying attention. When the media gives us one big fire to look at, you better believe there's policy grenades going on in the dark. What can you do? Keep your eyes open, stay informed, and share this with someone who's still stuck on Epstein while democracy is being carved up behind the curtain. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, I saw this.
I'm still
And
stuck on Epstein. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that.
Yeah, we stuck on Epstein, but we can also be watching what's going on.
But aren't we all watching what's going on?
No,
no, not everybody.
In this,
Are we
in
as
this
a
echo
society?
chamber?
In this community, yes.
In this community,
In this
we
echo
are,
chamber.
but outside, how many people are watching? How many people? I'm still surprised that people don't even know what's going on with voting rights and what's being slashed and and the government slashing of.
They don't
Medicaid
care until it personally
the big bill.
affects them.
Yeah,
they don't
Even
care
then, it
until it
won't
affects
change.
them.
It's
And that's why it's too late. It's too late.
You can have an impact. You're like, we've seen a number of these people who've had their loved ones snatched up by ICE, their spouse. And they're like, nope, I do it again. Stop the lies. Just like full stop.
Okay. Chris, you got anything to add?
So to that, no.
So okay, there we go. So
well, here's my question for you. I mean, I appreciate the video I don't watch. I'm not on social media that often. I think you guys know that. Just look like
6 minute rule.
6 minute
rule.
Every other day. Every other day.
6 minute rule. Every other day.
Here is my thought. So I have to assume that you shared this video with your audience that they would be aware. I mean, that's the assumption, right? Because you're in an echo chamber. Like you do recognize that the people in this room are doing the same thing that you're already doing, and they are fairly aware of all the things going around because we tend to come together and bring this news to share with everyone. So I'm asking, what in that video like hit you to say everybody that I know needs to watch this video?
Well, see, hold on. Before you answer that, I don't think it's always necessary for the people that are in here. Because remember, when you're posting on social media, there is a portion that are people that don't follow you that will see this.
No,
and hopefully,
okay.
Well, that's the reason.
Go ahead, Ron.
Well, that's the reason why. Is because there was 18, 19, 20, 21 people in this room right here. This is pretty much the core of our community, and they're coming in and out. However, at the end of the video, there's usually about several hundred people that have watched this video. And not all of those several hundred people are our core audience. So getting that information out to them is what is important as well, because they not necessarily are the ones that are really diving in, and they may have just came by. There are also people that are passing by on Instagram as we speak. So they're passing through, they get to see it. It may spark something and they'll say, hey, you know what? I need to be informed. That's why.
I'm not gonna say anything because I can say something.
Yeah.
I can easily stop and say, okay, so, but I'm not going to say because it may not come across as positive. So I'm not going to.
Okay, so next topic then.
Next topic. Moving right along. Okay, next topic.
I hope you have Texas on that list of videos to watch. The one where she gets cut off from the meeting. I hope you have it loaded.
With Texas, I don't have the one with Texas. I don't think.
Okay, so you can look for it. Look it up. I forget her name. The representative that's in Texas that has been locked there for the past couple of days. He went into the bathroom to have a news conference with a couple other Democratic, the governor and representatives in Congress, and the police knocked on the door and told her she had to get off the live stream because it was a felony what she was doing.
Really?
What the hell? Yeah. Why are y'all stalking this lady in the bathroom? And she is allowed to be on her device whatever the hell she wants to. I'm sorry, I'm being really loud, but like these things are pissing me off now. Like this is just some stupid bullshit. I know y'all know. I know you guys know what I'm talking about in the audience because I know you guys have seen the video.
I gotta find the video.
Like literally, she was on a live stream with these guys having I don't know if it was YouTube or Instagram, whatever it was, but police knocking on the door telling her to come out and to get off of her device.
What's the
You
She was
can
going to be
take it back.
arrested.
what's her
A lot
name
of
in
folks were
Texas?
saying that she should have stayed on the phone, and then if they were going to break the door down, let them
Yeah,
break
let
the door
them.
down.
Let
Sometimes
them,
Yeah.
yes.
you need the shock and awe to tell people this is happening. This is not me going above and beyond and making a big deal out of nothing. This is really happening. Because a lot of people, like if you, and God bless it, if you talk to some people here in Texas, oh Lord, if you can stay in the conversation, you'll realize a good number of people have no idea how government works. You have people
Yes.
who believe that she should be fired. She was voted in, bitches. She was voted in. Okay. So you're not going to give her a job application, and that's not how that works. And then they're like, well, she should be doing her job to represent her constituents. She's from Fort Worth, if I'm not mistaken. She's representing her people, right? She is recognized that her people are going to have their voice removed with these racist, gerrymandered maps. She is doing her job. But when you are that selfish.
Hold on, Ron, I have it. Let me forward it to you. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I have it. I have it.
What actually? I don't think she was breaking any law, Lisa.
She wasn't.
No, she couldn't bring it. She was if she was using the bathroom.
And she's in the bathroom.
Well, okay, Ron, look at my private chat. It's in there.
Okay, hold on a second. Private chat. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Chris. We all work it. There we go. Perfect. And oh, it is okay. It is this one. Okay, hold on a second. That's a beautiful bathroom. Okay, I was like,
it's in a state house.
They have amazing bathrooms. I mean, I haven't been there in years, but they do have really good bathrooms.
Oh, here it is.
The Republicans' quest to dilute our voice, and so that's where we are, and we're going to continue. And we're going to also look to Governor Newsom's leadership and his courage, and ask that other governors join in and support him. And then the Republican ones, we want them to get a backbone, get a spine, and stand up against Trump and represent the people that elected them.
Great. Thank you, Representative Collier. We only have time for 2 more questions. I know that there are a lot here. Next one is kind of summarizing what a lot of people have asked. It's for Chair Martin. Will the DNC be pushing for other Democratic states to redistrict, including states with anti-gerrymandering amendments?
Look, I've been really buoyed by the conversations I've had with Democratic governors throughout this country and all of our Democratic elected officials.
Sorry, I have to leave. They said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor or in the bathroom. Well, you told me I was only allowed to be here in the bathroom. No, hang on. Bye, everybody. I've got to go.
Hey, that is outrageous. And first of all, let me tell you something. Representative Collier in the bathroom has more dignity than Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
There you go.
That is outrageous. What they're trying to do right there is silence an American leader, silence a Black woman. And that is outrageous. And I hope everybody took note of that. The fact that she can't even let her voice be heard is freaking outrageous.
It is.
And this is what we're fighting for here. This is ultimately what this is about. What we just witnessed, them trying to shut her down and say it's illegal for her to be in the bathroom and on this call. This is the lengths that they're going to in Texas to try to bring about a system so unjust and so unjustifiable that they are going to try to silence those leaders from being heard and speaking out. I hope I hope people felt what just happened like I did, because I've watched for too long in this country as women like her, as they come after people like her to try to silence her, to try to silence them. But no more. This is not going to happen. We're not going to let this happen.
Wow. I missed that video.
Where are you?
I did not.
I'm not going to ask where you been.
I missed that one.
But I will say
Listen.
this. People should know, and I believe most people should know or do know that the current maps we have are still in the court from 2021 because they were already like gerrymandered the first time.
Yes,
so now
exactly.
You put this one in, and it's going to go to court. I mean, it's so beyond ridiculous. But What can I tell you?
So here's something for you. You're in Texas. I mean, and how do you feel about what's going on? What's your barometer of how things are happening around you, and how do you feel as a Texan?
How do I feel as a Texan?
Yeah, with what's happening around, in Texas. I know you're outraged as well, but I mean, is this affecting anyone in your family? Is it affecting people around you? Is it affecting you? Is it affecting your husband?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm also gonna say yes. It's yes and no. Okay. I believe that the life that I'm living, that a lot of folks are living, is that we still have to get up and pay our bills and go to work and do all the things. So when we walk around our neighborhoods, what have you, it just feels like any other day. It is not until you come back home or you look at your phone and you see an alert that something ridiculous is happening that you say, it would be here in my state. Now, like, I'm in Tarrant County. Like I said yesterday, they have reduced the number of polling stations. They reduced the number of early voting polling stations. So, I see what's going on out in the national, but there's a lot happening in the local. The only thing I'm thinking of is in this moment, I'm not feeling any kind of way. Am I angered? Yeah, of course I'm angry. I'm extremely angry. But I also think of what I'm going to do to combat it. I don't immediately go to a place of, oh, woe is me. Mm-hmm. I'm a Virgo. We some petty bitches. I'm thinking, okay, Gwendolyn, you got to get with some of your friends and figure out how to help people get to the polling station when the time comes. Mm-hmm. So if we have to run vans or go pick up people, we going to run vans and go pick up people. That's how that works. So I say at a place of the best defense is to be on offense. If you want to go ahead and close down some places, great. We will do what we have to do to get people to still be able to vote. That's what we do versus just, I don't have a solution. We have a solution. We have power, and I'm going to exhaust all of mine. But on a regular basis, I can go out and do all the things, and it feels natural. It feels normal. Do I not like my governor? I don't like my governor. Like, Texas is really very purple, but I get that the way they have things laid out and what you see on TV, you would think, oh my God, it's so awful here. And no. You have the smallest, loudest, yappiest dog doing what yappy dogs do, barking. A whole lot of this. Like, they are once again trying to ban THC. It was already vetoed like a month ago, but they're going to put it back. We have real crimes to think about. You want to ban cell phones, but not take care of gun control. You want to put the 10 commandments in the schools, which has been temporarily blocked for certain districts, but you yourself don't even follow the 10 commandments. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I'm at a place where your last line of defense is the community. So if the kids don't get it at home and they don't get it at school, then damn it, we have to show up and take care of our own. That's how that's going to work. Right. So my neighbors, because like your older people are kind of in the front. Yes, I said older people. We're right here in the front. We have our conversations. Yeah. We talk about community gardens. We talk about outside activities for the kids. We are active. And sometimes you have to move in silence. So, is it embarrassing? Yeah, it's embarrassing. But this is the state of America, I think, in a lot of places. Yeah. Because you keep waking up and saying, how did we get here? How do we have government officials so focused on stupid stuff like cell phones and who gets to marry whom and all of that? But you got bridges falling and potholes as big as like who knows what, but your whole car gets lost. Like, there's real work you could be doing, but you're not. You
got mass shootings.
Yeah. There's real work to be done, but we're not doing that. You want to criminalize homelessness. But if you drive through Fort Worth, if you drive through Dallas, if you just drive through in between, there's so many empty buildings that could be repurposed for something else. But that's too much like right.
To do the good. Yeah. Thank you, Gwendolyn. I knew that I knew you would be able to bring that home. Lisa Omar says, I believe most of us in North Texas are very active and will mobilize and have forums in schools and churches, community centers, etc. Coming from
said,
the New
Omar's
York
not a
Texan.
Texan. Well, he's what, from New York? You in New
He's
York?
from New York. He's from New York.
I'm
He's
an honorary New York,
He's
but I am
literally
a
from around the corner.
I'm a Texan, born and raised.
You are the Texan in the building.
I am the Texan in the building.
You are the Texan in the building. So
and
that's
Houstonian at that. So yeah.
Well, oops. Hold on a second. Let me get back to it. You know, this they changed it up again, Chris. You see?
You know what? Okay.
No. Be nice. Be nice. This is my show.
Okay, so let me just make sure we're clear about a few things real quick, Mr. Foster. Okay,
it's about to go.
Nice is performative, right? Nice is performative. Gwendolyn is kind, and I am gracious. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand we got all the world watching us right now. I understand that I'm not going to put our business in the street today, okay? But when we get off this phone call, when we get off this phone call,
just know there's an after show between the three of us, and we're going to hear it. We're going to hear
it. Lisa says, where's your accent, G? Where is your accent?
I've never had an accent. Believe it or not, I've never had an accent.
You never had an accent. I've never heard an accent from you.
No.
Yeah, all these years, I've never heard Gwendolyn with. You know, Gwendolyn is. I mean, she may be a Texan, but she truly is a New Yorker.
Yes, she is.
She's a New Yorker trapped in a Texan body. That's what she is, because she is truly a New Yorker. When she's in New York, she is. You can tell she's a New Yorker. Look, I mean, just listen to her.
Well, you know, though, whenever you go and live in New York as a transplant from anywhere else, you are always a New Yorker.
Aren't you though? Right? I have earned my stripes. I have earned my stripes. Which, okay, so really quick, a quick little side thing here. I always felt extremely safe in New York City. I could be walking around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And never felt on edge. But when I moved here in North Texas, I kid you not, there were things happening that I just said, I cannot shop at night the way that I used to shop at night in New York, because I couldn't see it coming. Like, I remember being in the parking lot, putting stuff in my car in the trunk. I put the trunk down. There was a car that had rolled up beside me. Didn't even hear them because their lights were off. And I was like, holy shit. So yeah, I mean, I feel great walking on the street at night in New York City. I don't feel the same way here, which is so odd.
It's so true. It's so true. I mean, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're walking, and there's other people doing the same thing. People are going out and still getting food coming from bars. It's not a false sense of security, but you do feel safe because there's people around, and then also there's police all around. Whereas when you're in like these suburbs of these other states, all right, what are you doing? Like, it's that suspiciousness that, what are you doing here? Why you roll up on me? Like, that whole thing with the car, like, that would freak me out a little bit.
It freaked me out. I was like, holy.
Well, you know.
I did not hear them. Their lights were off. I couldn't get in my car fast enough. I was like, and
that was shady. That was shady.
Yes. Yeah. I was like,
this one rolls up to you with no car lights on.
Yes.
And a lot of southern, you know, it's illegal here in New York, but in other states, you can have dark tinted windows. So someone's rolling up to you, and that's kind of scary.
But we definitely have tinted windows here because it's hot as hell.
Wow. Well, anyway, guys, come on in and you can join our email list. That's right. You can do that. Join our email list. Join my email list today, and you get the new services, updates, industry news, monthly trends. And let me give you that. Let me get this banner off the screen here.
What the fuck?
You can see it better. And there we go. And it says www.ronlewisphotos.com. And you can check that out. Also, here's our little sirens. They're always here in New York. And then also, I am an event photographer. If you're looking for an event photographer, let me take a pause as the sirens move through. Okay. Event photography. So you can also go to ronlewisphotos.com for that as well. And just send me slide into my DMs and we can do business. Also, a great thank you to our Patreon community. And your support helps us create amazing content. Okay, there you have it. There you go. What y'all laughing about? What are y'all laughing about?
Sir, you have to be careful what you say. You said slide into my DMs and we can do business. Like, that sounds a little shady. Oh my gosh. What type of business we doing in these DMs?
This is
Hey, sorry, but I didn't know my mic was live when I said something. I keep getting unplugged over here. This show is off the rails today. We're off the rails today.
Oh my goodness, you two. These two are trouble.
Sir, that is all you. That was all you. If someone was just jumping into this conversation and heard that, they'd be like, what are they doing over there?
My DMs.
All the secret language. All the secret language. I mean, like,
and let's see what we can do.
Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. Goodness gracious. Anyway, this was great. As usual. I hope you guys enjoy your time with us today. And I hope you guys, if you did not know some of these headlines, now you do. That's what's going on in the world. And Gwendolyn, when can people find you? Where can they find you?
I'm on YouTube, GR Houston Jack, and then Instagram Black Power Bunny.
And Chris, where can people find you?
Constantly changing the number 4 me on YouTube here, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, and on Threads, and on Facebook too.
And you can find me right here every day at 11 o'clock.
In his DMs.
In his DMs.
See you guys tomorrow for Focus Friday. Tomorrow is Focus Friday. We'll be focusing on accounts that encourage, inspire, and inform. So you have those, come with those on your just take some notes and write them down and come to us, and we'll share them on this screen tomorrow for everyone to benefit from those wonderful YouTube and Instagram accounts or TikTok. Okay, guys, we're out of here. Have a great day. Love you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Gwendolyn. I love you guys. Bye. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.